The video you are watching right now could be fake. The person speaking could never have existed. This isn't science fiction, it's a stark reality fast approaching. According to leading cybersecurity firms and AI ethicists, by the year 2026, no technology on Earth will be able to reliably tell the difference between a real video and a deepfake. This isn't just about entertainment, it's about the impending collapse of trust in everything we see and hear online, posing an existential threat to truth itself. The implications of truly undetectable deepfakes are staggering. We rely on digital media for news, communication, and evidence. What happens when that foundation crumbles? Investigative journalists report an alarming increase in deepfake content, escalating from novelty to a tool of mass deception. This isn't merely a technological challenge, it represents a fundamental societal shift, where the very concept of verifiable reality becomes a luxury, not a given. The path to a post-truth world has never been clearer. Deepfakes are already a potent weapon in the political arena. Imagine a fabricated speech by a world leader, announcing war or policy changes, indistinguishable from the real thing. In 2022, a deepfake video of Ukraine's President Zelensky went viral, urging soldiers to surrender, a clear attempt at psychological warfare. While quickly debunked, its mere existence sowed doubt. Experts at the Atlantic Council's Digital Forensic Research Lab have documented numerous instances where deepfakes have been deployed to influence elections and sow discord, escalating global instability. Beyond geopolitics, deepfakes wreak havoc on personal lives and reputations. High-profile celebrities have become prime targets for fabricated videos, ranging from fake endorsements to non-consensual explicit content. Research by the cybersecurity firm, Sensity AI, found that over 90% of deepfake videos circulating online are pornographic, overwhelmingly targeting women. The psychological damage and reputational ruin are immense, with victims facing an uphill battle to prove their innocence against hyper-realistic fakes. The legal recourse often lags far behind the technological advancement. The judiciary system faces an unprecedented crisis. If video and audio evidence can be fabricated without detection, the very foundation of justice is compromised. Imagine a deepfake confession, a doctored security camera footage, or a fake audio recording used to implicate an innocent person or exonerate a guilty one. Legal scholars and forensic experts are grappling with how to authenticate digital evidence in an era where manipulation is becoming perfect. This poses a fundamental challenge to criminal investigations, civil disputes, and even international tribunals. So, how do deepfakes work with such terrifying effectiveness? At their core, deepfakes leverage advanced artificial intelligence, specifically a class of algorithms known as generative adversarial networks, or GANs. These networks involve two competing neural networks, a generator and a discriminator. The generator creates synthetic media, like an image or video, while the discriminator tries to determine if the generated content is real or fake. This adversarial training process is the engine of their terrifying improvement. In simple terms, the generator acts like an art forger, constantly trying to create fakes convincing enough to fool the discriminator. The discriminator, on the other hand, is the art critic, constantly learning to spot the subtle imperfections. They train each other. With each iteration, the generator gets better at creating realistic fakes, and the discriminator gets better at detecting them. This continuous feedback loop drives the quality of deepfakes upwards exponentially, pushing them closer to indistinguishable perfection, particularly when fueled by vast amounts of data. The key ingredient for highly convincing deepfakes is data. Specifically, massive datasets of the target individual's images, videos, and audio. The more data the AI has to train on, different angles, expressions, lighting, vocal inflections, the more realistic and nuanced its output becomes. Cybersecurity researchers at Georgia Tech highlight how publicly available media, from social media profiles to interviews, serves as an unwitting goldmine for deepfake creators. This abundant data allows the AI to learn every minute detail, making synthetic media virtually flawless. Early deepfakes, as recent as 2018, often had telltale signs, blurry edges, inconsistent lighting, or unnatural blinking. They were detectable. However, the progress has been exponential. Modern deepfake models can generate content at resolutions up to 4K, often mimicking subtle human quirks like micro-expressions and even breathing patterns. This advancement isn't just about pixel quality, it's about the AI's understanding of human physics and psychology, creating a synthetic reality that feels authentic. Researchers at MIT note that the fidelity of these fakes is now surpassing human perceptual capabilities. The implications extend far beyond individual reputation. National security analysts from organizations like RAND Corporation warn that deepfakes are poised to become central to future disinformation campaigns, potentially on a global scale. Imagine a deepfake of a military leader ordering a nuclear strike, or a fabricated recording of a diplomat making inflammatory remarks. Such incidents could trigger international crises, destabilize markets, and undermine democratic processes. The ability to verify the source and authenticity of critical information will become paramount, and increasingly impossible. Economically, the threat is equally dire. Voice deepfakes are already being used in sophisticated phishing scams. In 2019, a UK energy firm CEO was tricked by an AI voice impersonating his boss, leading to a fraudulent transfer of $243,000. Experts at Proofpoint predict a surge in such phishing and smishing attacks, where deepfake audio or video is used to bypass authentication protocols and trick employees into divulging sensitive information or authorizing transfers. The financial sector stands particularly vulnerable to these advanced forms of social engineering. On a personal level, deepfakes offer a chilling new tool for harassment, blackmail, and targeted character assassination. A deepfake video or audio clip could be used to falsely accuse an individual of wrongdoing, ruin their career, or destroy relationships. Unlike traditional smear campaigns, the digital nature of deepfakes makes them incredibly difficult to fully erase once released into the online ecosystem. The burden of proof increasingly falls on the victim to demonstrate something didn't happen, a near impossible task when the evidence is flawlessly fake. For journalism, the rise of undetectable deepfakes represents an existential threat. The media's core mission is to report truth, but how can it when every piece of visual or auditory evidence could be fabricated? Journalists already contend with rampant misinformation, but deepfakes amplify this challenge exponentially. News organizations, like the Reuters Institute, are exploring blockchain-based verification systems and cryptographic signatures, but these solutions are not universally adopted and face an uphill battle against the speed and scale of deepfake proliferation. Distinguishing fact from fiction will become a professional minefield. The legal and regulatory frameworks surrounding deepfakes are woefully unprepared. Most existing laws, designed for a pre-AI world, struggle to address the nuances of synthetic media creation and dissemination. Who is responsible when a deepfake causes harm? The creator, the platform hosting it, or the underlying AI model developers? Lawmakers globally, from the EU to the US Congress, are debating legislation, but the pace of technological advancement consistently outstrips legislative efforts. This creates a dangerous legal vacuum, allowing deepfakes to proliferate with limited accountability. An arms race is currently underway between deepfake generators and detection technologies. Researchers are developing AI-powered detection tools that look for subtle inconsistencies, flickering pixels, unnatural movements, or specific digital artifacts left by generative models. However, this is a game of cat and mouse. As soon as a detection method is discovered, deepfake creators adapt their models to circumvent it. For instance, when eye blinking was a telltale sign, deepfake models learned to simulate natural blinking. This adaptive learning is why the detection industry is struggling to keep pace. The year 2026 isn't an arbitrary date, it's a projection derived from the current exponential growth in deepfake sophistication versus the linear growth in detection capabilities. Major research papers from Stanford and Carnegie Mellon indicate that the gap between generation and detection is closing rapidly. When deepfake generation becomes so advanced that it perfectly mimics every single characteristic of human reality, from nuanced facial movements to the subtle imperfections of a camera lens, then detection becomes computationally impossible for any system, human or AI. This is the moment of truth we are hurtling towards. The impending reality of undetectable deepfakes by 2026 ushers in a truly post-truth world. When seeing is no longer believing, and hearing is no longer proof, the very mechanisms for rational discourse and shared understanding begin to unravel. Every piece of digital media will carry an inherent, unresolvable doubt. How do societies function when consensus on basic facts is impossible? Trust, the invisible glue of civilization, will erode, replaced by pervasive suspicion and an inability to distinguish truth from fabricated lies. This is not merely a technological problem, it is a fundamental challenge to human society. Facing this unprecedented threat, the imperative is clear: we need multifaceted solutions, and we need them urgently. This includes robust media literacy education to equip citizens with critical thinking skills, international cooperation on AI ethics and regulation, and rapid innovation in transparent content provenance systems, like secure digital watermarks and verifiable content chains. The fight against undetectable deepfakes is a race against time, not just for technology, but for the very fabric of truth and trust in our digital civilization. The future depends on our collective ability to adapt.